this is a mission that we truly see the rise of data protection officers in ASEAN.
This is equally true in this fourth industrial revolution, where data is the new oil that runs the economy.
But this is the kind of landscape that we find ourselves in. Today, we have close to 24 original data privacy courses.
Organizations today need to build a culture of trust and compliance with the obscurity and intrusiveness of technology in our daily lives.
Good morning, everyone. So, happy World Data Privacy Day. So it's an auspicious occasion actually, for the signing of the Memorandum of Agreement between Straits Interactive and the Asian Institute of Management. Right. So greetings to all our guests for today, Director OIC Attorney Reyes Villanes of the National Privacy Commission, of course, to Professor Albert Matteo, Head, School of Executive Education and Lifelong Learning, the Asian Institute of Management, to Mr. Kevin Shepherdson, Founder, Chief Executive Officer of Straits Interactive, and then, of course, to Mr. Alvin To, Chief Marketing Officer of Straits Interactive. Welcome, everyone. So again, happy World Data Privacy Day.
Yes, happy World Privacy Day. Thank you.
All right. So may we request now Director OIC Attorney Reyes Villanes of the National Privacy Commission for his welcome remarks.
Yes, to the CEO of Straits Interactive, Mr. Kevin Shepherdson, to Professor Albert Matteo of the Asian Institute of Management. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. In this era of economic and technological advancements, nothing is more imperative than to ensure that data protection is well entrenched in the day-to-day operations of personal information controllers and personal information processors. This is equally true in this fourth industrial revolution, where data is the new oil that runs the economy. Emerging technologies that enable a more efficient way of processing substantial amounts of personal data and new opportunities for data processing has engulfed the world. With these improvements, however, came an increasing awareness of threats to the individual rights and freedoms of data subjects. While emerging technologies are a boon to the modern generation's thirst for more knowledge and transactional convenience, these, however, provide a conducive platform for a new generation of crimes to thrive on. Crimes such as hacking, phishing, smishing, vishing, and ransomware attacks, among others. These examples violate the data privacy rights of individuals and poses a setback to mainstreaming of such technologies. Data subject rights must always be upheld and given paramount priority to establish trust in today's digital world. This can be done by promoting visible accountability of personal information controllers and personal information processors by ensuring that personal data is processed in a secure and responsible manner. Recognizing that since its establishment, the National Privacy Commission is not only a regulator nor merely an enforcer of the Data Privacy Act. We at the Commission also recognizes our role as an advocate of that cause that personal information controllers and processors better understand their roles and responsibilities when it comes to data protection and upholding data subject rights. The NPC has championed various initiatives to guarantee the maximum compliance with the Data Privacy Act. One of such initiatives is the sectoral approach adopted by the Commission to better understand the operational differences between various sectors. Through the adoption of the sectoral approach, the Commission aimed to tailor-fit its policies and guidelines depending on the distinctions of each sector, recognizing that compliance can only be achieved if the regulators truly understand the operations of each entities they are regulating. Despite these initiatives, however, data protection will not be possible if not for the active engagement and participation of personal information controllers and processors, especially those individuals tasked to be data protection officers. With the new captain of the ship, Attorney John Henry Dunaga, the Commission sails towards advocacy centered on data subject rights. The increase in awareness of their rights under the Data Privacy Act must be achieved through intensified regulation and monitoring. Now more than ever, we need initiatives and partnerships like what we are about to witness today. This program shall be the reason of continuity to spread awareness of personal data privacy and data security by empowering professionals the expertise needed to operationalize data privacy in the workforce and implement a data privacy and protection program, including its management. Today, as Straits Interactive and Asian Institute of Management launch their postgraduate certificate in data protection, I stand with great pride and honor to witness to fruition one of the Commission's advocacy to champion data protection and security of information. The postgraduate certificate in data protection by Straits Interactive and Asian Institute of Management is just one of the various ways we can promote global standards for data privacy and protection. The protection of the fundamental human right of privacy of communication while ensuring the free flow of information to promote innovation and growth can only be possible through the unified efforts of all the sectors, including the academe. We must bear in mind that all of us have a shared responsibility to protect personal data. With this union that we celebrate today, the Commission's hope that a new breed of data protection advocates will step up to the challenge, ready to champion data privacy rights and data protection. With that, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Director OIC Millanes, for that speech. And we welcome again to supporting the National Privacy Commission through our advocacies. All right. So now we call on Professor Albert Matteo for his remarks with our Memorandum of Agreement. Professor Albert?
All right. Thank you, Edwin. And of course, I'm very much excited and very pleased to be here, of course, to personally meet the management team of Straits Interactive, led by Kevin, and of course, being graced by Attorney Reiner Millanes from the National Privacy Commission. So this partnership is a very timely undertaking, and that's why the Asian Institute of Management is very much supportive of this particular endeavor, so that given the many issues that are happening around us, actually just recently, right? So it's really heartbreaking to see, for example, public school teachers crying and losing some of their hard-earned savings because of cyber threats, and that's why we're very much appreciative of this particular program that we have developed, the postgraduate certificate in data protection, so that we can really increase the awareness, capacitate and enable a lot of our data privacy officers, a lot of information technology experts, as well as management in general, in the private sector, the utmost importance of having to protect, right, private information, so that we can also secure, for example, some of these things that may be subjected to all of these things that are happening around us. Because the reality is that organizations today operate really in a very complex, competitive, and volatile environment, and are required to build trust among its stakeholders, from its customers, its partners, alliance, relationships, regulators, and of course, the increasing uncertainties and ambiguity presses organizations nowadays to look into embracing digital solutions, as they go through transformation strategies to integrate some of these leading concepts, frameworks, and tried and tested solutions, to actually protect data, to secure, for example, the environment, and incorporate them into business processes. So organizations today need to build a culture of trust and compliance with the obscurity and intrusiveness of technology in our daily lives, particularly with the cyber threats that are happening recently. So with this partnership, AIM and Straits Interactive are committed to actually endeavor to help many organizations going forward to prepare and operationalize all of their privacy management programs. I think this is one of the leading and new programs that we will be launching. right? And we hope that through this program, we can really enable and capacitate many organizations to thrive, no, in this digital transformation that is really happening in the system. So leaders of organizations shall now be guided, no, through the different facets of the program on how to make strategic actions and operational decisions equipped with holistic perspective, no, linking data, operational plan to customer experience, to data security, right, human capital management, even how the interfaces with their financial results, no, as well as how do they establish a continued trust with their different stakeholders. So that's why we're very much very pleased, no, with the launch of the very first postgraduate certificate in data protection, and of course in partnership with Straits Interactive and with the support, no, of the National Privacy Commission, as we actually go through this new milestone, no, for the institute. So I think it will not be appropriate for me to actually end my portion without thanking, no, of course, Edwin of Straits and Grace, no, of AIM, in really working very hard, no, to make sure that all of the details, no, in coming up with the partnership, the program itself, and how we can really market, no, to different organizations, so we can really help and capacitate, no, many organizations in the years to come. So again, thank you very much, and I'm very pleased with the progress, no, and the milestone that we have generated out of this initiative. So maraming salamat po for the trust and confidence that you have given to AIM. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor Albert Matteo, for that wonderful remarks. All right. So this time, we would like to invite our Chief Executive Officer and founder of Straits Interactive, Mr. Kevin Shepherdson.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Professor Albert, Matteo, and of course, Grace from the Asian Institute of Management. I also want to say hello to attorney Melinda Reyes from MPC. And what I'd like to do is just to take everyone through in terms of why I'm excited about this MOA that we have just signed, and of course what it means to the Philippines as well as to the region as a whole, to professionalize the role of the data protection officer, and obviously the necessary expertise that is needed, right? Whether it's in the boardroom, as what Professor Matteo was saying, or in all functions within the organization. So I just want to give everyone a very quick overview of why this MOA is so important. If you take a look here, it's as though the whole world has pressed the reset button for data protection. We are seeing new data protection laws or laws that are being amended. And if you were to peek into the requirements of all these data protection laws, you will see that there is some kind of requirement for the appointment of a data protection officer. Yeah, so worldwide, we know there's the EU GDPR, which a lot of the countries in our region, they are now aligning their laws to it, right? And I'm excited because if you look on the right-hand side, by the end of this year, all of the founding members of ASEAN will have a data protection law. Indonesia is expected to introduce their law this year. Thailand is expected, their law is expected to go into effect in June this year, and China, as we have seen, they have introduced their law, and India is expected also to introduce their law this year, right? So if we take a step back, we are excited with this MOA because you will notice that the data protection expertise is going to be very important. And what we are now seeing is demand for data protection officers. So this is in Singapore, right? This is in Malaysia, and we are also seeing, because of the upcoming law, there's also a demand in Bangkok, or this is Thailand. China, they are foreseeing a shortage of DPOs. And obviously in the EU, we are now seeing that the UK and of course many of the EU member states, they all require a DPO, right? And you can see them as the top emerging jobs that we are seeing with regards to what the law requires. So what this means in terms of our MOA is this, right? We are going to see what we call a trusted data-driven world, a world that is all being driven by data. Yeah, and Straits Interactive with the Data Protection Excellence Network, we have been working very hard to deliver sustainable data governance solutions. And I think, Professor, Prof, you talk about trust, right? A culture of trust. So we need this kind of data governance solutions, especially in learning solutions, to enable this kind of trust and accountability, right? So it's scary, right? If you take a look at all of these areas that require stakeholder trust, you talked about the phishing in Philippines with BDO, right? We had a similar one in Singapore under what we call OCBC, right? And now the telcos are panicking. They're now even changing the way you do your multi or two-factor authentication. They're not going to use SMS anymore and so forth, right? But this is the kind of landscape that we find ourselves in, right? A landscape where we need to train not just the DPOs, but it is now a culture, as you are saying, yeah? So with this MOA, we hope to replicate our competency roadmap into the Philippines. And today, we have close to 24 original data privacy courses. We probably have the largest in Asia, or if not the world at this point, where we have introduced all kinds of modules, right? As I showed you just now, from data ethics to data governance, mobile apps, and so forth. So we hope, and I am excited, right? I hope that we can bring this partnership into fruition. And of course, AIM being the leading business institute, right, in the Philippines, we hope to amplify that with our partnership, right, and become the go-to place for everything privacy, whether you're talking about certification, whether you want an adult learning education, or you suddenly realize that GRC is important, governance, risk management, and compliance. Yeah, we hope to jointly support you in the graduate certificate, or in the graduate certificate roadmap that we hope to plan with you. So once again, I want to thank everyone who has made this possible. Yeah, and of course, MPC for joining us today. And I look forward to a long-term partnership in a world that is becoming metaverse enabled as well. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Kevin. So as I've mentioned by Kevin, we have seen this trend already. There's a lot of Europeans who are actually interested to study data privacy regulations and implementations around our region in Asia, and of course, particularly in the ASEAN. So with this, we would like to also call on our Chief Marketing Officer, Mr. Alvin To, for his remarks. Alvin?
Thanks, good morning. And joining in from Metaverse, Kevin, and exactly this, right? We are now doing this signing, right, across countries virtually, right? So this is the new hybrid and the new reality. And I'm glad today, right, Straits Interactive and Asian Institute Management begins its collaboration on data privacy and data protection education and training initiatives, right? Because this is the new reality where digitalization is become the norm. And our objective is to expand public awareness, but also competencies in data protection, right? Attorney Reyes, you mentioned that, right? That's a skill set that needs to be developed, and we've seen that in Singapore. The objective is to accelerate the development of organizational capability in data protection, but also the skills and competency of professionals appointed to do these roles, all right? And not only data protection, but also governance, risk, and compliance, right? So we just are going to witness, right, the MOA between these two entities, and it will manifest in April as a co-delivered Data Protection Officer program under the School of Executive Education and Lifelong Learning, right? So the joining of the two entities into a Data Protection Excellence Network is significant. Let me just share with you, a little bit of what we've done in the Data Protection Excellence Network. And this is something that is significant. We hope to see the same stats come out also of Philippines, right? Because today, we see that just in Singapore, when we done our Data Protection Excellence Network at Singapore Management University, we have also other universities joining us today, AIM is the latest in the region, and we have trained more than 10,000 students already, professionals in this area. So we really hope to see a lot more because the population in the Philippines is a lot larger, and we believe the opportunity is ripe for actually building new careers and competencies in this area. And through this network within the region, this is a mission that we truly see the rise of data protection officers in ASEAN. Thank you.
All right. So thank you very much for that, Alvin. So again, we look forward to working together with the Asian Institute of Management and of course the support of the National Privacy Commission, as an institutional privacy trainer as well to again develop the skills in the data protection all over the Philippines. So with that, we would like now to take this opportunity to request everybody for the photo op.
Is this a good enough pose? Yeah, I'm just going to put my hand like that. Yeah.
Yes. All right, Prof. Albert.
Yes.
Okay. So with that, may we request Angie, Rebecca to take our photo?
1, 2, 3. All right, have taken the photo.
Okay, so thank you very much. Now for our second pose, hold up your MOA, right there, right under your chin so that it can be seen on the Zoom screen. All right. Okay, so thank you very much, everyone. So it is indeed a very encouraging, opportune time for this wonderful collaboration initiative that we purposely, looking forward to truly empower organizations, communities, and of course individuals to build trust and create a culture of privacy and data protection in the Philippines. So with the leadership and support of the National Privacy Commission, Director OIC Attorney Millanes, of course, the Asian Institute of Management and Straits Interactive, we look forward to delivering a robust data protection officer program for our data privacy and data protection practitioners within the Philippines and of course the whole region. So with that, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much again, Director OIC Millanes, Professor Albert Matteo, Mr. Kevin Shepherdson, and of course, Mr. Alvin To. Thank you, everyone.